The number of non-traditional families is growing rapidly in this country, and that is definitely the case for one Onalaska family who is literally redefining themselves to make it all work. We spotlight them in this week's In Search Of reports. Robert and Becky Glynn's love story started like so many love stories.
We met in college. We were both on the UWL track team. Shortly after we graduated, we got married.
They had 2 children together, Austin and Madison. But unfortunately for the Glynns, their love story ended like so many love stories.
Just grew apart, kind of.
He's a great guy, he's a great dad, and we just weren't compatible in the end for each other.
After 9 years of marriage, Becky and Robert made the decision to divorce. But they also made another key decision.
We would never argue in front of them. We'd never bad talk the other parent. We'd, communicate with each other and not say, go tell your dad this, go tell your mom that. I mean, we kept them out of the adult stuff. So, we just wanted what was best for our kids, and so we knew that, we had to get along.
I've seen a lot of couples when they were divorced, they just want to make the other life, the person's life, miserable. You gotta just, if you decide to get divorced, you just gotta let it go.
And let go they did. As time passed, both Becky and Robert moved on. First, Becky met Twin Cities native Eric Burling online.
Eventually, she decided to come out and meet me for a night. That night turned into a weekend, and that weekend has now turned into 6 years.
Meanwhile, Rob was doing some online dating of his own, and a California mother of 4 named Jennifer Sly took a liking.
She stalked me on Facebook.
No, it is true. I didn't stalk him. I sent him a message, and then he messaged me back.
In 2008, Robert married Jennifer, and Becky married Eric. And for a while, things remained civil but separate among the 2 couples. Until Becky and Eric welcomed twin boys to the world, changing the entire family dynamic forever.
Because it just kind of melded our family closer together, because everyone wanted to be around the twins and be with the twins, so we were just around each other a lot more.
Robert and Jennifer even offered to help with the twins.
People would ask him all the time about, why do you babysit your ex-wife's kids? And he always says, they're not my ex-wife's kids, they're my kids' brothers.
The more time they spent together, the more time they wanted to spend together. In fact, the Slys, Glynns, and Burlings even came up with one universal last name.
Slynnling.
Slynnlings.
Slynnlings.
Slynnlings. Slynnlings.
The Slynnlings. 4 parents, 8 kids, one uniquely happy family.
There's biological, and there's step, and there's halves. They're all brothers and sisters. They get treated the same.
And perhaps the most interesting of all the bonds formed is the amazing, unlikely friendship between Jennifer and Becky.
It's hard for people to understand, and it's like, well, either how much time do you have, or I've just started referring, Jen as my sister just because I don't have one, and we're just as close as that, and rather than referring to her as my ex-husband's wife.
People are always telling us how, I don't know how you do it, and I'm always thinking, I don't know how you don't.
Yeah.
Because it's not hard. It's actually made our lives so much easier.
But their lives are about to become anything but easy.
It's hard.
And this unconventional family will have to lean on each other more than ever before. Well, what happens next in this story is really a true test of friendship and a true test of family. And you're going to need to tune in next week for part 2 of the Slynnling family's story.